Picture this. Levi's Stadium erupting as the 49ers secure a game-changing win, the crowd roaring with belief that this could finally be the year. But beneath the surface of this passionate fan base, a question echoes. Does the current San Francisco roster truly have all it needs to finish the job? As the dust settles on an aggressive draft haul and the front office eyes another deep playoff run, it's clear the Niners are not afraid to be bold. The only certainty in football? Standing still means falling behind. As we break down the 3 best trade targets to finalize the Niners' 2025 roster, we'll explore the realities, risks, and potential rewards of targeting specific talent at receiver, cornerback, and offensive line. Whether you're a diehard or a casual observer, buckle in. This story is about vision, second chances, and a shot at rewriting history in the Bay. Wide receiver woes. Why Darnell Mooney is the right call. Let's not sugarcoat it. The 49ers' receiver situation has become one of the more compelling soap operas of the offseason. Just a few years back, San Francisco boasted a dynamic duo in Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, each capable of taking over games and turning short passes into long touchdowns. But with injuries ravaging both stars and Samuel now suiting up for Washington, the receiver room suddenly looks surprisingly thin. Don't get me wrong, Juwan Jennings and first-round pick Ricky Pearsall deserve recognition. Jennings has proven clutch, and Pearsall drips with potential. But heading into a season with Super Bowl expectations, potential isn't enough. Enter Darnell Mooney. Mooney, fresh off a season with 64 catches, just shy of 1,000 yards, and 5 trips to the end zone, would instantly inject professionalism, versatility, and explosiveness into the 49ers' pass game. Yes, the Falcons extended Mooney for 3 years, but Atlanta's depth at receiver could make them open to moving him for the right price, especially if it means bolstering other areas. Mooney's ability to stretch defenses not only elevates quarterback Brock Purdy's arsenal, but also reduces pressure on Jennings and Pearsall, letting the whole group flourish. Mooney's fit and what he brings elite separation, Mooney's route. Running forces defenders to declare early, giving Purdy more margin for error. Durability. Playing all 16 games last year, Mooney's resilience stands in sharp contrast to the recent injury woes in San Francisco. Locker room boost. A young veteran with playoff aspirations, Mooney could refine a receiving core and quickly earn trust as a go-to option. When you add it up, Mooney may be the bridge between uncertainty and offensive balance, a gamble the 49ers can afford, and maybe can't afford not to make. The secondary struggle. L'Jarius Sneed and the long road to defensive greatness. Let's switch to the other side of the ball, where ghosts of Super Bowls past continue to haunt the Niners' defensive backs. Twice now, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have exposed the secondary's inability to stick with elite receivers once the pass rush tires. The difference between heartbreak and glory could be measured in just a handful of big plays the 49ers couldn't make. That's why L'Jarius Sneed emerges as a dream target. Considered one of the league's true shutdown corners, Sneed was instrumental in Kansas City's most recent Super Bowl run. Ironically, the very hurdle that's tripped up San Francisco. Despite missing much of last season with injury, his reputation remains sky-high. Sticky coverage, physical presence, and the ability to erase a team's best option. The twist? Now a Tennessee Titan. Thanks to an extension following a Chiefs-Titans trade, Sneed could still be pried loose as Tennessee leans into a deep rebuild. His injury history means his price won't be astronomical, offering the 49ers a rare shot to pounce on a top-tier cover man without mortgaging the future. Why Sneed makes sense for San Francisco immediate upgrade. Sneed is a top 10 corner when healthy, with the technique and swagger to anchor a shaky secondary. Versatility. He can play inside or outside, shadowing speedsters and big-bodied targets alike. Playoff pedigree. Sneed's big-game experience is invaluable for a San Francisco team desperate to exercise Super Bowl demons. If the front office makes this move, they'll be sending a message. We refuse to tolerate déjà vu. Fortress needed. Jonah Williams and the quest for O-line redemption. No matter how many flash plays or touchdowns you imagine, championships are won at the point of attack. Over the last 5 seasons, San Francisco's offensive line has cost them dearly. None more memorable than the missed block that sealed defeat in Super Bowl 58, forcing Brock Purdy into an impossible throw. Trent Williams remains a cornerstone, a perennial all-pro and locker room leader. But one Titan does not make a wall, especially as Father Time whispers in his ear. Behind him, the line is a patchwork of promise and vulnerability. That's where another Williams, Jonah Williams, enters the picture. Despite a recent knee injury, Jonah Williams delivered elite pass protection in limited action last year, finishing 40th out of 140 eligible tackles and, remarkably, not allowing a single sack or penalty. While run blocking wasn't his strong suit, his skill set fills a glaring need for the 49ers, keeping Brock Purdy upright when it matters most. The Arizona Cardinals hold his rights, but if their season slips away, San Francisco should be ready. This would be more than a depth move. It could be the lever that flips close losses into season-defining wins. Why Jonah Williams is worth the investment. No penalty leader. Fewer yellow flags keep momentum rolling and drives alive. 0 sacks allowed. Purdy, and every San Francisco fan, should be excited at the thought alone. Insurance for Trent Williams. Getting older means insurance matters a lot. Securing Jonah Williams could unlock a higher ceiling for Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, and the entire offense. The art and science of the in-season trade. San Francisco isn't traditionally the boldest player in the in-season trade market, but when the right opportunity appears, they pounce. Need a reminder? Christian McCaffrey's arrival was questioned. At the time, only for CMC to become the heartbeat of Kyle Shanahan's offense and a fan favorite for the ages. The window is open, but it doesn't stay that way for long. The Niners draft picks, led by Michael Williams, Alfred Collins, Nick Martin, and CJ West, look promising. Yet seasons rarely care about promise. They demand execution, adaptability, and sometimes risk. Each of the 3 trade targets we've spotlighted would address real lingering holes: receiver depth, secondary lockdown ability, and offensive line assurance. Final thoughts. Risk, reward, and the path to Lombardi-loaded rosters are never a guarantee of champagne showers. But adding reliable playmakers at targeted positions puts teams in position to make their own luck. Darnell Mooney would restore balance and fear to the aerial attack. L'Jarius Sneed might single-handedly erase the nightmare of being outgunned by Mahomes. Jonah Williams could be the silent guardian Brock Purdy has been waiting for. Success in the NFL is about seizing your moment, recognizing when it's time to go all in, and refusing to accept almost as enough. The 2025 schedule is favorable. The time to fortify the roster is before adversity strikes, not after. We want your trade take. All right, faithful, it's your turn. Do you agree that Mooney, Sneed, and Williams could be the missing puzzle pieces for San Francisco? Would you pull the trigger on these trades, or do you have different stars in mind? Drop your boldest trade ideas or favorite targets down in the comments. I want to see your GM skills at work. And if you enjoyed this in-depth look at the Niners trade landscape, be sure to hit that like button. Your support helps this channel keep bringing passionate, quality coverage for the 49er faithful. Stay tuned as we keep following every rumor, every move, and every golden opportunity on the road to the 2025 playoffs. See you in the next one.